Well, guys, I know back with another episode, but I wanted to say we've kind of neglected you guys, you know? Just the summer days have been getting to us. We've just been having so many plans, you know?
Oh, so many
Cornell
plans.
Farms.
Yeah.
Cornell Farms in Portland. If you've never been there, go there.
We got this
very
one
good
there.
breakfast. Oh, yes.
This
No.
tiny pot.
I was going to use that as a prop, man.
As a prop?
Dude,
how would I know this?
We got little baby pots, okay, but I was gonna do this to represent. There's a fly. The Nevada State Athletic Commission finally not gonna penalize people for using
marijuana.
Pot.
Oh, good
And you
one.
ruined it.
High five. How would I
You
know?
ruiner. We went over this before in the pregame.
You did not tell me.
In our pregame,
you
we have
talking
meetings before
about?
we do these.
No,
just
he's
kidding.
such a
No, we
liar.
don't.
We don't
and
talk
then
about anything
Bianca's
beforehand.
step papa got me a sick San Francisco 49ers wood coaster, and they are one of a kind, naughty and nautical.
It's
I love
cool
them.
because it's like glazed. So if you have a hot drink, you put it on this side, and if you have a cold drink, you flip it over.
It melts the hot drink would melt it.
No, I don't know actually.
Why
Maybe
can't
it's
you
the other
just
way
put it
around.
both
I think
ways?
it's cold way that way, hot way that way.
Or just both way.
I don't know.
One
My
way.
mom just told me that.
Both way, one way. Guys, how'd you guys feel about UFC 256? You know, I mean, UFC.
I got my nose pierced. If anyone was wondering.
Oh yeah, Bianca got her nose pierced. She looks freaking. I mean, her mom didn't like it, but I think it looks fine. It doesn't. It's so
it's
so small to me. Like I can't even.
Kellan?
Yeah, it looks good to me.
Oh really?
Yeah, it looks good to
It's
me.
news to me.
Really?
Yeah.
When did I tell you that I didn't like it? Huh? Maybe when I accidentally touched my your nostril, and she lost her marbles, and I was like, well, then don't get things that are gonna hurt you. And then she gets so mad if I accidentally touch her. She thinks I do things on purpose sometimes. Like I'll be like, hey Bianca, what's up? And I'll like accidentally have my loci bracelets, and it'll pull her hair out, and she's
because they're like
so
rubbery,
mad at me,
and
then she just goes like. And she turns into like a freaking zombie and then attacks me. And I'm like, I do not mean to do that on purpose. She transforms. She's like, and she attacks me. And I'm like, and then she tries to tell me that I do it on purpose when obviously, why would I want to unleash the beast at random? Do you think I like claws in my arm or getting grabbed behind my neck for no reason? Hey, it's all in good fun, you know? UFC 256, but it's not 256, UFC 264. What were your thoughts, B-Comp? I mean, you sat with us, me and Elijah, the entire time. Oh, big Elijah was there. He came for the Ryan Hall fight. And Ryan Hall, Ilia Topuria, like we said, don't mess with Georgian fighters. Ilia Topuria, like I thought he probably would do, he nullified that little roll. He nullified that roll and then just started throwing hammer fists and got Ryan out of there. I mean, it really stinks that we never really got to see primetime Ryan Hall. Not saying that he's done, but his Imanari little roll into the ankle hooks looked a lot slower than it did on the Ultimate Fighter, you know? So it kind of stinks that we didn't really get to see him at primetime level because he is older now, but he's still obviously one of the best grapplers in UFC. So I hope he comes back stronger, but Ilia Topuria is probably going to be a 145-pound contender along with a few other guys there at featherweight. But anyways, what out of all the fights, what ones were your kind of favorite that stuck out to you? Ooh.
I almost had that. Did you see that?
We got to get you some chopsticks and you can get to fly like Jackie Chan.
I know. My favorite fight.
Come on, think of it.
Crazy
hair.
Crazy hair?
Couple of guys with crazy hair. Going at it. Well, one guy.
Crazy hair. Are you talking about the Simone guy?
Huh? Okay, no. Okay, tell me some of your favorite fights that were on there. Come on.
So you're
Bianca,
saying,
you watched the entire card.
No, I know, but you're talking about Sugar Sean.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Chris Boutinho?
No,
Chris has got
that was
a fan in me.
an insane fight.
So far in this entire year, only 2 fights have really got me off my feet.
No, yeah, you were like going ham.
It's Chris Boutinho and Sean O'Malley, and then the Leon Edwards versus Nate Diaz fight. That when Nate Diaz popped Leon and Leon got wallowed, that's the only one that has those. These are the only 2 fights that have got me out of my seat. I mean, there have been crazy ones, but I'm just like, okay, yeah, this is sick, but I'm still gonna sit down. Chris Boutinho, I'm so mad.
No, he was
an absolute
insane. That was a
man.
sick fight. I forgot.
And remember what we said, when you have an opportunity like this, you take advantage of it. And he did. He gained, I don't know, 120,000 Instagram followers and probably still growing.
We were like watching it go up as it was happening.
You just
as
refreshed the page, and it is, he's an absolute.
He was a savage.
Never seen. I mean, there's some tough.
He must not feel pain.
That's what he said, and he didn't look that bad after.
No,
considering how much damage.
And it's like I would usually like chalk that up to like maybe the guy who he's fighting is like not a very tough, like his punches aren't that very hard or something. But no, Sugar Sean has a lot
legitimate one punch knockout power guy.
He has a ton of power.
There was 10 to 15 shots in that were enders for the majority of the UFC roster.
Anyone else in the UFC,
like even guys in upper weight classes probably would have went out cold. But Chris Moutinho ate them up, ate his ice cream sandwiches after the fight, talked to DC. I mean, he's a stud, and I can't wait to see him fight a guy that is a little more on his level. Not saying, I mean, because Chris Moutinho's, he actually pushed the pace so well, considering getting
he lasted
bopped.
3 rounds,
and he was pushing the pace too, and he tired Sean O'Malley out. But I was kind of
he honestly landed really good shots too on Sean. Like he kind of
because there was some where like Sean was like changing angles, trying to like juke him out, and Chris like caught him on a couple of those like when he was changing direction. And I don't like, if he would have caught one clean, when you're moving like that, you can sometimes get caught, and you never know what could happen. Like literally Joe Rogan was talking about, even though Joe Rogan kind of bothered me a little bit at the beginning, but he's right. Literally one big punch could have changed the direction of that fight completely, even though Sean O'Malley was in control the entire time. It was the same thing had to do with the Leon Edwards fight. Leon was destroying Nate the entire time, but one shot changes the momentum of the fight. But I've never seen a guy take an L like that and still, I mean, besides Nate Diaz, and still get so much recognition and so much fan love, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
no, I really
he sees that opportunity, and Elijah Clements, my buddy, he loves him. He texts me, he's like, he's so cute, and he sent me sent me like it. Yeah, because Chris, he seems like such a nice guy, and he won $75,000 on top of his money that he made.
Yeah, that's what I even said. Like when it first started, I was like, if he gets fight of the night, I want him to be.
Yeah, he better get paid
the best money at it that he could. Yeah, to get the most.
Yeah, I agree. He should have honestly got paid more, because being in there against one of the UFC's biggest stars, I was getting kind of mad. I wanted to say this. Yeah, you were frustrated. I was frustrated because we saw this with the Thomas Almeida fight. Sean O'Malley's on a different level. Sean O'Malley needs to be fighting top 15 guys, and so when he's not doing that and he's beating up on guys that are not almost as like high level as some of the guys in the top 10, top 15, it's frustrating. It's
kind of embarrassing.
I don't like watching it. Well, because you're just seeing a guy get hurt. Chris is a tough dude, but that took serious. Okay,
if anyone else was fighting him for the first time, they would have gotten knocked out in the first round. Yeah, and that would have just been really bad looking for the UFC and for Sean O'Malley, because that's just embarrassing. So I feel like they are lucky that guy lasted 3 rounds, because it looks less bad. But if he didn't, it would have been embarrassing. No,
I 100% agree. But yeah, but also what I'm trying to say is, no matter how tough Chris Moutinho is, he's never going to be the same guy after that. Like, okay, I just imagine it like he has a certain amount of, like, same with like a pitcher. You have so many bullets and in your arm that you can throw before it runs out. He just took probably 4 years worth of beating in one fight. Yeah. So you know what I mean? We saw Dan Hooker versus Dustin Poirier. Dan Hooker hasn't been the same. He got clipped by Michael Chandler, and like these, just so much like, brain damage, bro.
People were pissed that Herb stopped it early or whatever, even though it was 30 seconds. And like, I agreed with what Sean said at the end. He was like, that could have saved a year off his life. Like those last 30 seconds, like you don't know, like he stopped it before.
It honestly, at the end of the first round, was it the end of the first or end of the second that he was hurt bad and could barely walk over to his corner? And then it kind of got stopped in between rounds there too. But I was so surprised. This card was so good top to bottom. I'll just go like some of the guys like Zhalgas Zhumagulov, my boy, finally got on the board. Like Joe Rogan was talking about how Jerome Rivera's reach and length is going to be a problem for Zhalgas, but nope. Zhalgas did fine. He sunk in a standing guillotine, which was freaking sick. And then our boy Brad Tavares got the dub against the tough Omari Akhmadov. And then Jessica, I honestly thought beat Jennifer Maia because she got headbutted in whatever the second round, and they did a really good job to stop the bleeding. But I thought Jessica I won that fight. Dricus Du Plessis,
she did really do well.
Dricus Du Plessis, I thought Trevin Giles he hurt Dricus really badly, but then Dricus landed just a clean blow. Literally, because Trevin was a little too lax in there. Hands down, got caught.
He could have easily, if he just was a little bit more on it, he could have easily won.
Yeah, I know. If he was just a little bit more cautious. And then Nico Price did so much better than I expected to against Michelle Pereira, because Michelle Pereira looks like a middleweight in there, even a light heavyweight. And Nico, his frame and kind of his toughness allowed him to withstand that early storm.
Because you weren't even expecting it to go 3 rounds.
No, I was expecting at least max 2 rounds, and I was expecting Nico to get out of there, get finished. But Michelle gassed out, and he stole the first 2 rounds. The last round was definitely Nico's. I thought that was such a bad matchup for Nico, but Michelle really surprised me big time there. Yeah. And then the Max Griffin versus Carlos Condit, he's an ageless wonder. I mean, even though he lost to Max Griffin was in trouble at times, but Max started out really good, but Carlos just kept absorbing shots, and I cannot imagine how how awful that would be to hit guys with your best shot and they just eat it up.
Yeah,
that would be so mentally defeating. Yeah, I don't know. Max Griffin is a stud though. He's a 35, so he's got to get the ball rolling here, but you never know. His boxing is so clean, and he beat a really tough Carlos Condit, who was on a little bit of a run himself. And then obviously Sean O'Malley. Irene Aldana, she came out banging even though she missed weight, which kind of sucked. And then Tai Tuivasa. Huh? Yeah, she missed weight by 4 or 5 pounds, I'm pretty sure.
No, it was 3 or 4, but still.
I said 4 or 5 and you said 3 or 4, so I mean, we can just meet
But
in the middle.
I think it was more towards the 3 and spectrum. Yeah. So 5 is really out there.
What'd you think of Tai Tuivasa? You liked that fight. It was a short one, but while...
Are you talking about the heavyweights?
Yeah. The heavyweight fights, the best ones are always...
They scare me, though, because it's the knockout power. They're so... Well, they either get really gassed and it's not even a good fight, or they're, really into it and someone's getting knocked down, for good. They're staying down.
Yeah. Hardy ran into that left hook and it stopped him in his tracks. He just literally went that. He was moving like this.
Yeah.
He got hit and then fell.
Literally
melted
straight down.
Like an ice sculpture.
Scary.
Just fell straight down. But Tai got cracked, and that's what you have to always be on red alert. Because if I was a heavyweight and I hurt somebody badly, I'm just okay, we're gonna chill and not just barge in there, because just this right here could crack you and put your lights out. But yeah, I was happy to see Tai. He's on a 2-fight win streak now, I think, right? Yeah. Oh no, he's on a 3-fight win streak. Yeah, that's sick. Yeah, because he beat Stefan Struve and then Hunsucker in his last time out. That's pretty sick. And Greg Hardy is a tough guy. Greg Hardy went on short notice with Alexander Volkov, and that's no easy task. So, and Greg Hardy's had to fight some tough guys for just a short career so far in the UFC.
It's been short.
I mean, he's fought a lot, but he came in 2019. But he's got a lot of work in.
I did not realize he's that new to the UFC.
But he's got a lot of work in the UFC in such a short period of time. And then I don't really want to talk about the main event very much because it's kind of a tough sore subject for me right now. But we'll talk about the co-main. Gilbert Burns looked fantastic. Stephen Wonderboy cracked him a couple times.
Let's call that the main event.
We'll call that the main event because I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about that, dude. That just so frustrating.
Actually, are they? Because I'm not really I don't really follow the updates and stuff for it. But are they gonna do a rematch of the 3rd? So it's gonna be the 4th, but whatever. Or are they
what's it called, my dad? It's tetralogy. Do a tetralogy, bro,
instead of trilogy.
Yeah, well, 4 times. Is it a
So what about? I'm confused. Okay, so since he broke his foot or whatever he broke, Is that gonna? How long is he out, or is he done? Like, what did he say?
He's out for months to rehab, but he put out a statement today.
He did? Okay, what did it say?
He said that he had stress factors going into the fight, and he said that he probably never would have addressed them if something like this didn't happen. So
it's kind of a blessing in disguise.
It's just a really tough blessing in disguise.
Dang, that's tough. So maybe once that's all done and he's gotten that taken care of, you think he's going to come back better then? Do you think maybe that was holding him back?
Maybe. But everybody in that's fighting is going through injuries at all times, you know? It's just one of those things. But he's such a dynamic guy. He uses his legs so much.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of his main things.
He says he has like a titanium rod in there now, so... That's kind of sick.
His but birthday was literally yesterday.
Yeah, happy late birthday, number 33. Yeah, but that's his little thing.
His statement?
Instagram live video. Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to watch that when we're done.
Mm-hmm. He was just cruising around on a little wheelchair thing around California. Could you imagine just driving by and be like, oh yeah, Connor's over there cruising around in the street in his little cart.
That's funny.
Go-kart. But
he looks happy though. Like he looks. Oh, that's cute. He said update for my fans with the heart.
Yeah. Gilbert looked fantastic. I just wanted to really mention that he needed that one big time. Steven still looked really good, but he just had nothing for Gilbert's kind of grappling. But getting back to that main event, I guess we will talk about it. Connor did fine. He landed some great shots off his back.
We will talk about it.
But Dustin, it was a 10-8 round most likely because Dustin was landing some heavy ground and pound. Habib-esque when Connor was in trouble in those middle rounds of the fight, like that second and like third round. I think, was it no. Yeah, it was the second round of the Habib fight where it could have been stopped easily. But that's that. I mean, Dustin is an absolute stud. He's going to fight Charles Oliveira most likely, and maybe you could do that if Dustin gets that. If Dustin beats Charles Oliveira, could you imagine how many salty lightweights there'd be if Connor jumps the line and gets to fight for a lightweight title fight against Dustin in a tetralogy at Raider Stadium? That would be absolutely phenomenal. But the one thing is, Connor low-key kind of has to gain back some. I mean, what he's done is gonna withstand the test of time, but like he's a legend. But it's just tough to believe. Everything seemed a little nothing seemed super like his trash talk and everything. It's just, I don't know. It just nothing. It doesn't feel the same anymore. I feel like we've passed. We just didn't. I am just sad because I never appreciated it when it was kind of there. We always assumed it would always be there, but it seemed like there was more effort, and it's weird. It's like there's more effort in him. He was a little less natural. Like, I don't know. It's really confusing. Like the last few fights, even when he beat Donald, nothing's been the same. And I just wish I appreciated it more when it was there in like 2015. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because his trash talk, it's not the same. The press conference was boring. But I hope he comes back stronger than ever. And it would be an absolutely phenomenal comeback story. Could you imagine like 34-year-old Conor McGregor like ending up becoming something massive? Because he always has, like when his documentary came out, like our junior year of high school, the Notorious,
3 years ago,
which was absolutely insane. Like it's written like a complete story. Imagine if Conor has an epic comeback that was the sequel to that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Because this is the classic, like you are a hungry dude, you get to the top, it kind of just falls apart for you. I mean, because this Dustin Poirier loss is devastating. Because he's had when he's had his back against the wall, he's usually like risen to the occasion. But I'm obviously Dustin even though he got the 10-8 round, he didn't legitimately get him out of there. At the end of the day, it was Conor McGregor's leg just giving out. So
I agree.
Which is tough. My mom was like, "Oh yeah, Dustin won that fair and square." I'm like, how do you come to that conclusion there? How does that happen? Because last time I checked, Conor threw the kick. It hit the elbow, but it already had stress fractures in. Landed on it weird, and it busted. I can't see how you give that to Dustin. You know, it's going to happen again.
His foot was definitely his fault, but at the same time, when Dustin was on top of him, it wasn't looking so hot for Conor. And
not at all.
Those last few moments before he got up and fell back or like got back, he was getting pretty. He was getting thrown around. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, and Conor was gassed too. If that went to the second round, I think Dustin gets the finish. Gets a TKO finish probably.
Again, you think?
Conor looked gassed.
2 in a row for Conor McGregor, who's never been knocked out. Like, that's just sad to think about.
Did he not look gassed though?
When
he got up, he was huffing and puffing. And I've seen Dustin Poirier huff and puff, but it's different from when Conor does. When Conor does, he's tired. When Dustin does, it's just like, whatever. Because Dustin looks so tired in that Dan Hooker fight.
But he also, Dustin, I feel like, kind of looks bigger. Like, he's a bit stronger than...
Or body-wise, I think.
Yeah, like body-wise. He has a bigger build.
Yeah, he's thicker, for sure. I 100% agree. Conor's literally won once at 155 pounds, and that was for the title. I mean, it's almost beginning to think like maybe these guys are a little bit too strong for him. You know?
You think he should go down a weight class? But he is fighting the
best guys.
That's true. I was going to say...
Well, he was a 145er. And now, since he's older...
There's no point to go back down?
Well, no, it's harder to cut weight. There's no point. There's honestly better fights for him at lightweight anyway. Because the featherweight's pretty... the cutting weight to 45 is brutal for some guys.
Yeah, that's true. But he's done it before.
That's what I was thinking in the Ultimate Fighter and stuff. It must be brutal to cut weight because some of those guys, they have to do it multiple times in a pretty short period of time. That would be horrendous.
Yeah.
And it's not your usual thing either.
No.
You're surrounded by people that you're probably annoyed by, even though they are like, oh, we're a brotherhood. You know what I mean? Like, they're your teammates and stuff, but it's probably kind of annoying to be around a bunch of the same people all the time. I mean, it's probably no different from when you're at camp, but those are like your real friends. Your real...
These are people you're literally maybe beating the crap out of, so...
Yeah.
It's hard to really try 100% to make a connection.
Mm-hmm.
Or like friendship.
Yeah. So, yeah, dude. I like that show, but there's some people on there that are kind of annoying.
I like the show.
Yeah.
I don't know why I really like it.
Nothing will beat the Dan Argueta versus Ricky Tercios.
That's
one of the best ones
good.
ever. I showed that to my parents. I've watched like 3 times now. It's freaking fantastic.
I usually hate watching fights. Like, I just get nervous and I like will literally close my eyes or like tell Kellan to tell me what's going on. But that one I could literally just sit there and watch because it was like really good.
It was constant action, and both guys were so evenly matched. It wasn't like a one-sided affair. But it was one of the better ones I've ever seen for sure. And it was we are all caught up on Ultimate Fighter now, so I've been just waiting.
You watched an episode with
I've watched all 7, yeah, but we were watching all of them in like one night basically, and then I saw them at the end of the episode 5. I think at the end of episode 5 they lined up Ricky, my boy Ricky, who I thought was gonna win it when we first made it. After we watched the first episode, and I predicted him to win it. But when they lined up Ricky and then Dan, who's a character, absolute. I mean, he looks like so much fun to watch. You know, like
I love him.
He kind of like skips to the beat of his own drum. Like no one else kind of looks like him in the house.
No,
you know what I mean? He has his own style.
He's very distinctive.
Yeah,
he's totally like out of the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And he reminds me of someone, and I don't know who. Did I ever tell you who he reminded me of?
You said he looked like Save the Bell Slater.
Yeah, he reminded me of Slater a little bit, but more like body, not really like face or anything.
Well, no.
But I'm trying to think if there's someone else. He looks like he could. He's Hispanic.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
He kind of looks like Uriah Faber a little bit, mixed with some other person. I don't know.
Are we going through the next card?
We're gonna get to the next card. Okay, so we're done with that. We'll talk about some newly announced bouts, and then we'll talk about the Thiago Moises versus Islam Makhachev, who we talked about in the past. Who I said you guys know, who I think could pull off the upset here. So we'll get into that Islam versus Moises card. So there's a few fights. We won't go through all of them just for the sake of time, but the Francisco Figueiredo, Davidson's brother, is going to be fighting Malcolm X Gordon. Malcolm X is like he's a really good fighter. This is going to be a good one. For the flyweight division, I want to say. Yeah, for the flyweight division because Malcolm X has had like a rough go here, but he's had to fight the Tibetan Eagle and Amir Albazi. So those are no easy tasks at all.
No.
And so Francisco Figueiredo versus Malcolm X Gordon, that's going to be a good one to look out for. And then Khalid Taha versus Sergey Morizov. Khalid Taha, I remember watching him in his fight against Raoni Barcelos, and Raoni got kind of screwed against Timur Valiev. But Khalid Taha, he's from Germany. He is a absolute stud, and
I feel like there's not a lot of German fighters.
No, but he's not actually like German though. I don't think that's what he looks like.
Wow.
I think he's like German, but I don't know what he is actually. Okay, now I don't know. Maybe he's straight up German, you know?
Yeah,
Probably.
It's like he literally shows up and it's like full German accent, like literally with an interpreter or a translator.
I don't know. All I know is Sergey. Even though Sergey looks like a kind of a savage here.
Yeah,
but
he does.
He lost to Umar Nurmagomedov. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is going to be a banger of a fight because Khalid he can stick with the best of them, and Sergey looks like an absolute beast. But I'm going to probably I'm leaning towards Khalid on here. Another bantamweight savage fight. I mean, it's the deepest division in all of the UFC. There's just so many good guys. It's the perfect combination of power, speed, and skill and coordination. Like, it's such a good division. And then Amanda Lemos, I have to highlight her. I watched Amanda Lemos fight. She's going to be fighting Montserrat Ruiz.
Cool.
And she, in her last time out versus Lavinia Souza, she has absolute pop in her. And sometimes it's hard to find girls that have some legit like knockout power, but she does. It was a jab that sat Souza down, and I was so impressed. And ever since that, I'm like, oh my god, Amanda Lemos. She's like, I believe she's 34, but she's gonna be another great addition.
She should fight Nunes
to the strawweight. I mean, she's got obviously some work to do before she gets to that.
Amanda Lemos versus Amanda Nunes.
But I really like Amanda Lemos. She's this absolute stud, and she is so she's 34, so she's kind of like in her prime time days. So, and she's put together a win here against Montserrat. We'll get her a 4-fight win streak, and you never know. Girls are getting pushed into title shots nowadays because you got Juliana Pena versus Amanda Nunes. Good luck, Juliana. I don't know how. I like, honest to God, I don't care how you script that narrative. I'm just having a real tough time believing anybody has a chance against Amanda Nunes. Like, I don't care about any promos you do, anything else, any MMA math that you can add up to like, oh, maybe this girl will be a problem, this, that, the other. But all I know is Juliana Pena, I'm pretty sure she got subbed by what's her name? She got subbed out by Durandamy, and Durandamy got mauled by Amanda Nunes. So if I'm putting the pieces together in the right area, I'm thinking that Juliana might have some problems there. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jermaine Durandamy is an absolute. Yeah, I just wrote down some fights that are going to be absolute beasts. We're so lucky to be in a sport. Like, if you follow the sport closely, there's some absolute phenomenal fights coming up, and constantly good, just constant good matchups. Like, the matchmakers know exactly what they're doing. Fighters know exactly what are going to be like the best, most exciting fights. Yeah, she lost to Jermaine Durandamy via guillotine choke, and Jermaine Durandamy got nullified on the ground by Amanda Nunes here. So, good luck to you, Juliana, and don't disrespect the queen. She was talking some mad crap, bro. Don't do that. You're gonna pay for it, and I'm sorry. It's whatever.
What was she saying?
She's just talking about. I don't know. It's just frustrating. It's like people talking about Khabib. What are you doing? Do you want to get absolutely killed? You want your head squeezed off? Like, what are you doing? Like, Conor, like, there's no way.
I'm sad because I've never gotten to see him fight.
Didn't you watch him versus Gaethje? Yeah.
I did actually. Yeah, I literally remember his retirement speech actually.
Yeah, Gaethje landed a big time leg kick. Remember?
No, I don't remember that. But
I was like, I wanted Gaethje to win, kinda, but I didn't think he was gonna win. Because I just want to see the belt change hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Khabib's
I
amazing.
remember
Okay,
that.
and then Valentina the Bullet Shevchenko. Guys, we're getting so off topic here. But I'm talking about the girls getting propelled into title fights. Like Lauren Murphy versus the Bullet Shevchenko. Like, this isn't going to go well. Like, what are we doing here? This is not going to go well for people here. Valentina Shevchenko, if Jessica Andrade can't beat her, nobody in the fucking division is going to beat her. Like, what the like, it's absolutely insanity. These poor girls. I mean, like, it's fantastic that some of these girls are getting recognition for their hard work. Like Lauren Murphy, she's great. She beat Joanne Calderwood, but I mean,
Stop yawning.
I know this probably isn't the most exciting thing to listen
happening?
to. But dude, this is going to be something else here. Lauren Murphy has a big test on her hands. But it's great to see all of this hard work kind of pay off for Lauren Murphy, because I don't think she's had the easiest road in life.
I remember watching her fight.
Yeah, she's really good. Great. She's got really good stand up, and just tough as nails. But all right, let's keep rolling on this card. So we got Khalid, Taha, Amanda Lemos. Then we got Daniel Rodriguez, the man that looks like Bianca's uncle. He's going to be fighting Preston Parsons here, and I'm going with Daniel Rodriguez. His boxing is so clean, his strike up's so good. He obliterated Mike Perry. He looks even
more like him now because he's gotten like insanely fit. My uncle.
Yeah.
I'll show you.
Oh, he has?
Yeah.
Wasn't he not that long ago?
No.
What has he done?
I'll show you. Well, he has.
Is
like
he
a
on
gym
some special sauce?
No.
Is he on special sauce or what?
You're so annoying.
But Daniel Rodriguez is fire, and he is so good. I've got him over Preston Parsons via knockout for shizzle. I don't know.
Oh, shizzle.
Is this gonna be? Yeah, this is gonna be Preston's UFC debut against a tough mother brother. But like I've seen in the past, I would not be surprised if the 26-year-old gets a surprise dub, because it has happened on multiple occasions this year, especially in COVID era, because there are some absolute killers out there not in the UFC that are just dying to get their chance, and when they get their chance, they do not like squander their opportunity. Okay, Billy Quarantillo. Look. Dang, yeah, he's got bigger. What?
He's like ripped.
But wasn't he not that long ago? Why do I remember a photo of him not that long ago?
It's probably like 8 months ago. He started working out, maybe
8 months. Okay, yeah, that's plenty of time to get shredded.
Maybe like 6 months. I feel like there's another photo that he was just like.
That does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's got a lot bigger. Is he has Vipers on?
Probably.
What are they called?
I think they're called Vipers.
No, they're called like
the sunglasses.
Yeah. What are they called?
They're Vipers.
No, what's it called, dude? Okay, Pit Vipers or something, right?
Pit.
Yeah, isn't that what they're called?
I don't know.
Yeah, they're freaking called. Yeah, Pit Viper, bro. Yeah, I want to get a pair of those, huh?
Okay,
how would I rock the Pit Vipers, do you think?
Like, he totally looks more like him now.
Oh, he looks just like... You need to tell him. You have a doppelganger in the UFC. Please. I've been saying
that picture.
Like, he looks just like him, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah, I'm going Daniel D-Rod by KO here. And then Billy Quarantillo, Ultimate Fighter alumni, versus Gabriel Benitez. This is going to be a banger fight. Probably going to go with Billy. Rodolfo Vieira got upsetted. Remember that fight where Anthony Hernandez, we saw Rodolfo, he's the big jacked Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy, and we're like, he's got like one round to fight in him probably.
Yeah.
And that Anthony Hernandez kid upsetted him. So that's going to be really good. Like, this is going to be a good fight because Dustin Stoltzfus, he's 29, bro, and he's beat some tough guys, so I'm really interested to see who's gonna get this dub here. He lost to Kyle Dawkins, but Kyle Dawkins is an absolute stud. So I'm really looking forward to Rodolfo, see if he can get back on track. But also if Stoltzfus can get the dub, I'm not gonna be mad. But now for fight of the night, in my opinion, it's dude, I have trouble with his name, but it's Jeremy Stevens versus Matisse Gamrot, and Gamrot, I watched him for the first time a little bit ago in his fight against Scott Holtzman. He cleaned Scott Holtzman's clock with a punch, dude, and then he landed some ground and pound. It was insanity. So, and that was on the ABC. Was that the... Yeah, that was on an ABC card. But Scott Holtzman is a tough man, and Gamrot put his lights out. So Gamrot's stand up is fantastic. You're gonna want to tune in for this fight because Jeremy Stephens, he was gonna fight Drakkar Klose, but Drakkar Klose had to back out because Jeremy Stephens absolutely pushed him and broke his collarbone and destroyed ruined the nerves in his neck. So that's an interesting story there. But little heathen Stephens is gonna have a tough test with Gamrot here, and I would not be even though Jeremy Stephens, look at his record, he's fought the best guys, and even though he's lost to Yair Rodriguez and Calvin Kattar, you give him one more round against Yair Rodriguez and he's probably getting that dub. He came back in that fight. So Yair squeaked away with a dub there, and then Calvin Kattar, he stuck with Calvin Kattar for a while, but then I think Calvin landed a big elbow that ended his night. So I'm really looking forward. Jeremy Stephens is a tough man. He's so tough, but Gamrot's got such good striking. And then we're going to see Miesha Tate get back against Marion Renault. Marion Renault, she's a good fighter, but I think that Miesha Tate is probably going to get this dub here. And now on to the main thing. Thiago Moises is one of the sickest fighters in the UFC. He can do it all. I mean, his striking is on point. His Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is so good. He can stuff takedowns. So this is this is going to be Islam Makhachev's toughest test by far because he's getting a well-rounded young stud. These are both young guys that are going to take over the lightweight division, and I personally think Thiago Moises is going to catch Islam Makhachev. If not, we're going to see a 5-round thing where Islam kind of just rules it. But I'm really interested to see because Thiago's not he's legit. He can stuff takedowns and he'll pop you. His stand-up is insane. When we watched that fight with Alexander Hernandez and him fight, they were throwing heat-seeking missiles, and Thiago was landing more often than not. So I cannot wait for this fight. And then he also beat Bobby King Green, and Bobby King Green, he's a fantastic fighter, and I think he actually just got a fight lined up recently as well with Rafael Fiziev. Don't even get me started. That's going to be a fight of the year candidate. Fiziev is a stud. When he fought Mark Chikadze in his last time out, when he's doing the Matrix,
oh yeah, that was
and
sick.
Dodging kicks, that was sick. Oh wait, no, he beat Mark Chikadze and then he knocked out Renato Moicano, and I was happy to see Renato Moicano get a dub in his last time out. Yeah. But this fight between Rafael Fiziev and Bobby King Green, if Fiziev gets a dub here, we're looking at title real quick.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
He's gonna get into that top 10, bro.
Bobby Green.
Yeah, I'm so excited for this fight. It's so underrated. I'm so happy both of these guys are getting good recognition. It's kind of like a win thing because if Islam Makhachev gets a dub here, he's just going to propel into superstardom. But if Thiago Moises gets a dub, he's going to get some serious love in the UFC community because he deserves it big time. And he is a young stud. I want to say he's 26 or something crazy. So he's got a lot of time. Yeah, he's 26. So he's got a lot of time to just develop and rise up. I cannot wait. This is going to be an absolute banger. So there's so many good fights coming up. That Bobby King Green and Rafael Fiziev, get ready, boys. Get absolutely strap in. One sec. I want to check something really quick because I think that I want to check and see who Renato Moicano beat, because who did he just fight? I'm blanking on it. I think it was.
Kellan the Steel Trap is blanking.
Well, let me see. Oh, it was Jay Herbert who lost to Francisco Trinaldo with that really bad stoppage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was so many. It's so funny. I watched that Mario. I mean, it's not funny, but it's just insane how did it stick to the.
It sticks.
Yeah. It was crazy how many bad stoppages there are in the UFC. It's insanity.
Yeah.
I think that, I don't know, it's hard to rank them. I think that the safest, I've never seen Jason Herzog do anything bad. That little white guy.
Mm-hmm. The one with the tattoos all the way up his neck?
No, that's Keith Peterson.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the skinny, scrawny one.
Sir, you ready? Sir, you ready? He's like
he's like smoker, yeah. It's just, yeah, that's so funny.
Okay, but that's the card. It's going to be absolute flames. I think
Nux for that.
I think Thiago Moises, like I said a month ago or something, I think he can get that W. He's going to be I think he's a massive underdog, but if you want some safe cash, even though I'm the worst at betting.
Speaking of cash, we went to 7-Eleven yesterday and we were getting snacks and I was like, I had like points or whatever, so I literally only had to pay 75 cents, but I still had a bunch of ones. So I was like, I'll just get $2 lottery tickets. I won $15.
That's what I call
money moves. I bought one for Megan, but I ended up scratching it too. But one had a 58 on it and one was a 57, and 7's my lucky number, so I just literally took the 7 one and that one was the 15.
That's sick.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you.
But I need to cash it in.
I know. I've never won anything big on scratchers before.
I've won like a $2 one, but I still just like threw away the lottery ticket. I didn't even like try.
What? Why?
Because I didn't want to go back. I just threw it away. But it was only $2. It was the one with Abby. Abby won it.
Oh.
Technically. But I don't think she even took it, so I just threw them away.
Huh. I think the most I've won is like $5 or something.
Yeah, well, when your dad bought them all for us, your aunt
my
won
sister
50.
got a 50, right? Or my aunt. That's insanity.
She got $50.
I wonder anybody that's won like the 15 grand.
I
like
won
that's
2
so rare. I feel like
the high price for the little ones I buy that are $1 are only $1,000. It's not like a big price, but I still won 15. I was like, oh dang, that's cool.
Mm-hmm. You got the cow ones, right?
The farm ones.
Yeah,
they had a honeybee one because I buy them because there's a cow on it. But they had a honeybee one like with honeycombs, and they were out of it. So I want to try to find that one sometime, or try to go back if they ever have more, because I think it'd be cute to get a little bee one.
Yeah, I love scratchers. I swear to God, I could scratch them all day.
I don't care. They're fun.
I like scratching them.
Yeah, no, it's fun. It's honestly worth $1 even if you don't win, because it's just fun scratching them.
You know, that's what I do. I do care if I lose.
I honestly rarely even buy them. I've probably bought them 3 times in my life.
I honestly forgot that I could even buy them. Like, it never even crosses my mind when I go to a convenience store.
If I have like extra change, I'll just do it. I've only gotten them like 3 times.
Well, yeah, I know. No, yeah, I know. But the fact that you even got them is hilarious, because I've never even thought about buying one before.
We were literally on our way out too, because it was only on one side of the cash register. There's like 2, and you know how like one has like the glass, you know, that you can see them. Well, the one I checked out at didn't. And then we were walking out, and I was like, well, I have $2 left. I just want to buy 2 then. And there was no one behind us in line, so I was like, actually, can I get 2 of these?
That's sick.
And the lady was so nice. She's like, I hope you get lucky. You're feeling lucky.
You did.
And she was like, the lottery just opened up in Salem or something today, so I hope you win big, girl. And she was so sweet. It was like an older girl lady.
Well, how nice is that?
I know. So now I want to go back and get some.
Yeah, my dad would get them all the time. Like after baseball, if we go to Dairy Mart or something, he would just get them.
BJ and my mom used to too, but they'd get like the $5 bigger ones. Mm-hmm. One day I'll do that, but...
One day when we have the cash.
Yeah, when I have the money to spend on a $5.
Oh man, I'm all like cash. What is he? SNL. What a day. Some fights that I wanted to get to. This another little bit of a Georgian fighter segment, boys.
Oh my god.
Fight of the year. I'm predicting it right now. All Edson Barboza is doing is getting in wars, or he's beating people up. He got in a great fight with Danny Gay, who's a savage. He dismantled Makhachev and Amirkhani. The craziest knockout I've ever seen, when he clipped Shane Burgos, and Burgos' will has the will of a lion, and stood there knocked out, and then finally his body gave out and fell backwards.
Yeah, that was crazy. He was like, oh, I'm good, and then he went...
Yeah, and then we've got Giga Chikadze, who is one of the most exciting upcoming featherweights.
You should get a pair of those.
Huh? No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Did you weren't paying attention when I said that?
No, I know. We were talking about it, but... You should get a pair.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I'll get a pair of Pit Vipers and wear them on the show. Should I?
I think it's
I can see BJ wearing them.
Thing.
What?
That's like a Republican thing.
No, it's not. Anybody can wear Pit Vipers, dude. Bjork? Oh my goodness gracious!
I swear it is.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Because the only
Stop
people that I
it!
see wearing them are.
Shut up! Golly, man. You are something else, dude.
I know to say that.
But then, so we've got Edson, right? Getting way out of that. I'm taking that, what we were just talking about, and throwing that so far away. Just moving along now. Giga Chikadze. I mean, he's put together now how many wins? Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis. He's 6 straight wins versus tough guys. Omar Morales throws bombs. Erwin Rivera was good. He's in jail now, I think. Jamal Emmers is really good. Jamie Simmons is great. And then Cub Swanson, who kind of revitalized his career against Daniel Pineda, and then he beat a tough Crone Gracie. So I'm really interested in this fight because it's going to be fight of the year. All Edson does is strike with the highest of levels, and Giga Chikadze as some of the best striking I've seen in the UFC. So these two things coming together,
fireworks.
It's fireworks. It is just an absolute fireworks show because if Giga Chikadze can find a way to get past Edson Barboza, there is zero reason why this man should not be close to a title shot. I mean, like, maybe he's like a few wins removed, like maybe one more big win removed. If he can beat Edson Barboza, who has beat the best lightweights in the world, and he's never really lost in featherweight because that Danny Ige fight was too close. If he can beat an Edson Barboza, who Edson Barboza could easily compete with say like Max Holloway or Yair Rodriguez versus Edson Barboza fight would be insane, but there's zero reason why Giga Chikadze could not be in a title shot really soon, and he's in the prime of his life. Like, these two guys are absolute studs, and I just cannot wait to see who comes out on top because I could not give you a prediction because both these guys are just it's some of the most high level stuff you're going to see. So I could not wait to talk about this when they announced it because it's just the perfect fight. I mean, you cannot ask for two better strikers, and Giga, he's good everywhere, and so is Edson Barboza for that matter. But I mean, I am absolutely thrilled that the UFC matchmakers made this fight because it's an absolute coin flip. It just is really going to depend on what guy shows up who's better that day, because I guarantee you if these guys fight 10 times, you're going to get a different result
each time,
even though it's a cliche thing to say, but it's just like these guys are really evenly matched in my opinion. Edson Barboza's resume maybe a little bit more. He's fought some tougher guys. He's fought like a Khabib or Nurmagomedov, and like Justin Gaethje, but I mean, in like Kevin Lee, dude, yeah, Edson Barboza's resume is he's insanity, but I'm rooting for both of them. I love Edson Barboza. He never really got to that point where he was kind of close, like where he's one of those guys that is a savage and you want him to get close to a title, but he never really got that opportunity at lightweight because there were just some beasts, but he had some great fights with Paul Felder. Yeah, it's just he just kind of got thrown to the wolves. Like I really want to see him end his career on a good note. And then Giga Chikadze, I mean, I feel like not a lot of people know about him, and it would be really awesome to see him get some more recognition as well. So that's that. And then Khamzat Chimaev finally got a fight versus Li Jingliang, who beat don't laugh at me when I say that. That's so messed up. Oh. He beat Santiago Ponzinibbio, which is a great fight which was a great win. I did not really know who Li Jingliang. I don't even think I'm spelling that right. I didn't really know who Li Jingliang was before that fight against Santiago, but I think that's gonna be a good fight. I'm really interested to see how Khamzat Chimaev does because of his awful stint with COVID. His COVID thing, like he felt like he was gonna die, and then I think like he's a dude that I could feel like could go forever, and if his lungs are compromised in any way, I just really hope he's back to form, because when he's on, I feel like there's not a lot of middleweights or welterweights that could stop him. But I'm really excited to see Khamzat back in there. Another fight, Jose Aldo versus Pedro Munoz. Pedro got that good dub against Jimmy Rivera, I want to say, and then Jose Aldo beat Chito Vera, and he's done really well. I mean, he got that title shot versus Piotr Jan, but that's gonna be a 135-pound. Another just a scrap at 135, and then we obviously have Dillashaw versus Sandhagen coming up, and I think that Sandhagen. I mean, we'll get to that one when it comes, but there's just so many good fights at bantamweight. It seems like you can't go wrong when you have guys in the top 15, top 20, like even top freaking 40, bro. Some of these guys that are in there, if you match them up, it's gonna be flames. Then we had a big announcement: Nick Diaz fighting Robbie Lawler. Have zero idea that's gonna go because they haven't fought in however many. It's been such a long time since Nick Diaz and Robbie Lawler have fought, and Robbie getting older. It's just gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be great to see like Nick Diaz back in the octagon because it's been such a long time. I have zero clue how that fight is even gonna go down. And another cool thing, Paddy Pimblett is going to be making his UFC debut against Luigi Vendramin, and Luigi Vendramin is a beast. I think he fought, what's that one guy's name? Mays. He kind of looks like the guy that he fought is just such a fantastic striker. It's Fares Ziam. But yeah, Luigi lost to him, but he gave Ziam a freaking battle because Ziam is such a good striker, but Luigi's got that dog in him. So Paddy Pimblett versus Luigi Vendramin is going to be baller. Matt Schnell versus Alex Perez. Both of these guys, Alex Perez got extremely good leg kicks. Good stand-up. Matt Schnell's boxing is like so clean. I can't wait to see that fight. Cody Garbrandt might move down to 125 and fight Kai Kara France. That's going to be crazy. I mean, I really want to see Cody Garbrandt succeed. It's like tough watching him fight and lose because he was at the top of the game for so early in his career. So I want to see him back there, and hopefully 125 is the move. But against Kai Kara France, that's going to be a banger because I don't think Kai Kara France has ever been in a
How many times are you going to say his
boring
name?
Fight.
What's his name?
KKF. Kai Kara. It's like such a flowy name. Like you could say it so many times and not even realize it.
Kai Kara France.
He got that good dub against Rogerio Bontorin, and Rogerio Bontorin beat Matt Schnell, and then I think that what?
I can't hear his name without thinking. Highway to Schnell.
Highway to Schnell, baby.
That's his middle name his middle name. His nickname is Highway 2.
Hey, it's sick.
Highway 2.
It's freaking fire, dude. Don't hate.
It's not a nickname.
It is. Okay, but that's it. Thiago Moises, put your freaking money on him. Thank you for listening and watching. Like, we're in for an absolute treat. There's some studs in this
What about, did you already talk
card.
About all of them? Yeah.
Yeah, I talked about all of them. The Giga Chikadze. Tune in for that one. That's going to be fight of the year probably.
Yeah. But, anything else on the Georgians?
Anything else on the Georgians? I looked up this one guy. It's like Kitaladze. I'm probably saying his name wrong, but he's somebody that I need to look out for. I mean,
any of the Georgians are crazy.
They're so good at fighting.
Yeah. So good.
It's insane. Ilya Taporia is going to be a 145-pound baller. I think that's shaking the camera. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe. I will make clips so it's easier to watch some. But yes, sir. Thank you.
Thanks for watching and listening. Subscribe.
Bye. Oh, that's power.